Welcome students to another lecture in the series. In this part of Unit 4, we will be practicing certain numerical questions based on the concepts that we have learned. Let us begin with the first question. The data is given to us. Selling price is given as rupees 20 per unit. Variable manufacturing cost is given as rupees 11 per unit. Variable selling cost is given as rupees 3 per unit. Then fixed factory overheads are 5,40,000 per year. Fixed selling costs are 2,52,000 per year. We are required to compute break-even point, express an amount of sales in rupees, then number of units that must be sold to earn a profit of 60,000 per year, and how many units must be sold to earn a net income of 10% of sales. Let us see one by one. First of all, let us calculate the PV ratio. So we can simply calculate that by subtracting variable cost from the selling price divided by selling price. So we are able to obtain it as 30%. Then break-even point, fixed cost upon PV ratio. There are two fixed costs given to us. So we are able to find it out as 26,40,000. Then in the second part, they are asking the units to be sold to earn a profit of 60,000. So for that purpose, we do have our fixed cost plus the desired profit upon the contribution, that is 1,42,000. So from there we can find out contribution, that is sales minus variable cost, that is rupees 6. And for the third part, where we need to find out that how many units must be sold to earn a net income of 10% of sales. For that we can assume the number of units to earn that 10% of profit as X. So total sales will be selling price into the number of units. Selling price is rupees 20 and units we have assumed as X. So total sales would be equal to variable cost plus fixed cost plus the profit. So we can put all these in terms of X, total sales, that is 20, selling price into the number of units, variable cost is variable cost per unit into number of units, fixed cost is 7,92,000 that we have like we are already having, profit is 2 into number of units. So from there we can find out the value of X, that is 1,98,000 units. So in order to earn an income of 10% on sales, we need to produce 1,98,000 units. See, this technique is very useful for the organizations to find out these important factors. Now, A, B, and C are three similar plants under the same management who want them to be merged for better operations. The details are given. Plant A, B, and C, capacity operated at 100%, 70%, and 50%. In lakhs, they have given you the turnover, variable cost, and fixed cost for all the three plants. We need to find out the capacity of the merged plant for break even, then profit at 75% capacity of the merged plant, then turnover from the merged plant to give a profit of rupees 28 lakh. Let us draw a statement of cost and turnover of the three plants at 100% capacity first of all. At what capacity it is given? For A only it is given at 100% capacity, and for B and C it is given at 70 and 50% capacity, but we need to calculate it at 100% capacity for all three. So we can simply calculate that. You can see for these amounts, turnover, variable cost are simply taken from the question, same alike, but these would get changed. We can use unitary method and find out these for B and C, and then merged plant together we are able to find out all these costs. So let us calculate PV ratio of merged plant. Then in that case we need to take contribution of merged plant for all the three plants together upon the turnover. So we can put up the values and find it out as 35%. Same way as break even, fixed cost upon PV ratio is coming out as 520 lakhs. So capacity of the merged plant at break even is 52%. Then profit at 75% capacity of the merged plant, sales at 75% is 750 lakhs, obviously because it's at 100% capacity, it's 1000, and we are able to find out more of it. Contribution at 75% capacity can be calculated as 262.5 lakhs. This sales at 75% capacity can be calculated actually. Okay, Then fixed cost is rupees 182 lakhs, and finally we can subtract it and find it out profit, that is 80.5 lakhs. Then sales to earn a profit of rupees 28 lakhs, that is fixed cost plus profit upon the PV ratio, and we are able to see it as 600 lakhs. Let us see another question. This question is having sales and profits of the two halves of a year. For the first half and for the second half, sales and profit is given to us. Fixed cost during the first half is equal to that during the second half. Selling price and price per unit, variable cost remains unchanged. We need to calculate PV ratio for each half and for the full year together. Fixed cost also for each half and for the full year. Then your break-even point for each half and for the full year. Half yearly sales to earn half yearly profits of 40,000. Then annual sales to earn annual profit of 90,000. Let us see one by one. First of all, we can see the PV ratio, difference in profit upon difference in sales, and we are able to find it as 40%. So for each half, PV ratio will remain the same, that is 40%. Then for the second part, we can consider the formula fixed cost, that is equals to sales into PV ratio minus the profit, and for half year we can put the values accordingly and find it out that this is 10,000, and for full year the fixed cost would be 10,000 into 2 obviously, so it will be 2,000. Now break even point, your fixed costs upon the PV ratio, that is for first half it's 25,000, for the full year 50,000, just double of it. Required sales, fixed cost plus profit upon the PV ratio, for half year it is 1,25,000. For the for half year only we need to calculate. Annual sales we need to calculate, the amount of profit is given to us, so it will be 2,75,000. See this question. A company had incurred fixed expenses of rupees 4,50,000 with sales of 15 lakh and earned a profit of rupees 3 lakh during the first half year. In the second half, it suffered a loss of rupees 1,50,000. So we need to calculate profit volume ratio, break even point, margin of safety for the first half year, expected sales volume for the second half year, assuming that selling prices and fixed expenses remains unchanged during the second half year. And at the third point, we need to calculate break even point and margin of safety for the whole year. Let us see. In the first half year, contribution we can see is 7,50,000. We can find out PV ratio by dividing contribution upon the sales, and then break even point using fixed cost upon PV ratio as 9 lakh. Margin of safety can be calculated, actual sales minus break even point, that is 6 lakh. In the second half year, contribution is 3 lakh because there is a loss. Then expected sales volume can be calculated by fixed cost minus loss upon PV ratio, that is coming out as 6 lakh. And for the whole year, break even point can be calculated as fixed cost upon the PV ratio, that is 18 lakh. Margin of safety can be calculated as profit upon PV ratio, that is coming out as 3 lakh rupees. This is the last question, I suppose. In a purely competitive market, 10,000 pocket transistors can be manufactured and sold. A certain profit is generated. It is estimated that 2,000 pocket transistors need to be manufactured and sold in a monopoly market to earn same profit. So profit under both the conditions is targeted at rupees 2 lakh. The variable cost per transistor is rupees 100 and total fixed cost is 37,000. So we are required to find out the unit selling prices under these two conditions, monopoly and competitive. Let us find out. First of all, under monopoly, suppose X is the selling price. Sales is 2000 into X. Okay, then variable cost would be sales into 2000 into 100. Fixed cost is given. Then desired profit is 2 lakh, we know that. So sales minus variable cost is equals to your fixed cost plus the profit. You can put up the values in the equation and we are able to find the selling price as 218 rupees 50 paisa per unit. Under competitive conditions, it would change a bit. Here also we'll assume X as the selling price per unit. Sales would be 10,000 into X. Then variable cost would be 10,000 into 100, or you can say 10 lakh. Then variable cost, fixed cost is 37,000, same. Desired profit is 2 lakh. So here also you can put up the equation and find out the value of X, which is coming out as 123 rupees 70 paisa per unit. So now practice well, and if you face any kind of problem, any queries are there, then you may write to me. Thank you.